What's up guys, Aarava here today bringing you my 20,000 Q&A video today where I'm going to be answering some of your questions. I picked out some of the most common ones and also the ones I thought were most interesting. If your question wasn't answered in this video, then do pop your question back in the comments of this video and I will answer them just directly in the comments section. Or you know what, I'm not too sure, there are quite a lot of questions, so to be honest, if you guys want to see another Q&A, or, you know, maybe do one every like month or something like that, then do tell me in the comments and you know I can do something like that. But let's get straight into it. There's a lot of questions to get through. I don't want to make this video too long, so let's start with question number one. What's your favorite thing about making F1 videos and what's your favorite series and why? This question was asked by 3 different people. So my favorite series, I'm gonna say it has to be probably Ultra Mod, you know, either 2013 or the one I'm doing at the moment, 2014. In terms of just the satisfaction I get after, you know, after I finish the video and I upload it, you know, it's in terms of like the quality I brought to it, in terms of, it just makes me very proud of my work and that people really enjoy it as well. But I would also maybe say Return to Glory Kart with Ben that I did last year. That was a lot of fun to make, just, you know, mucking around with the mates. So yeah, that was pretty good. But my favorite thing to do with YouTube, what to do about it, is probably the editing side of it, probably not the actual recording of it, because doing 100% races can actually be quite a boring thing depending on how the race is going. I mean, there's been countless times where there's been a whole stint from one pit stop to another pit stop where nothing has happened, and it, you know, it makes me question, like, why am I even doing a 100% race? You know, I could do a 50% race and just get this out of the way. But you know what, you know, you guys really want to see 100% races for the Ultra Mod, so we'll power through it. But I really enjoy the editing. When we get down to the editing and I have to make the video, you know, I always think about, oh, how am I going to commentate this, how am I going to edit this? That's always really exciting. And then obviously uploading it is the most, you know, joyous part, you know, uploading it and seeing you guys really respond with a, you know, huge reaction about how much you like it. That's probably the best part. So the next question. Okay, so the next question is, do you drive a car and what car do you have? Asked by 2 different people. Yeah, I do drive and also do have a car, which is a Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 petrol engine. Very small engine, but that's because here in the UK they really do hike up the insurance if you have anything bigger, and when you're like, you know, I think it's pretty expensive till you get to about the age of 25, then it drops down quite considerably, but up to 25 it's quite expensive here to get insured, so that's why I have quite a small car. But yeah, that's my car and I've been driving for probably, well, it's coming up to 2 years? No, about a year, I would say a year and a half, isn't it? Yeah, a year and a half. I've been driving for a year and a half. Next question is, how did you come up with your channel name? Asked by 3 different people. So simply, my name is Aarav, A-A-R-A-V. That's my actual full name. And basically, when I was making a PSN account on the PS3, I wanted it to be something that I could continuously use, even, you know, when I became like an adult and I was past, you know, the teenage kind of year, because I knew that I would be gaming still as an adult. You know, I just assumed that, so I thought I wanted to make a PSN account that I could still use and not be like, oh, my PSN's like, you know. So, you know, you're the type of PSN accounts you make when you're like 13. I just wanted to steer away from that, so I just put an A on the end of it, which is the first letter of my surname, so it's just Aarava. And then when I made the YouTube channel to do F1 stuff, you know, I was like, you know, let's just put Aarava as the channel name. You know, that's my PSN, so it'll fit quite nicely. So yeah, that's how I came up with the channel name. That's why it is. Next question is, what is your all-time favorite game? That was quite a tricky one. Probably, I would have to say it's between The Last of Us, which was an absolutely epic game. Had so much fun playing it. It's got a brilliant storyline. Do really recommend it if you have a PS3 or a PS4 that you go pick it up. It is really a great storyline, really enthralling. But also, you know, I have to say I have really enjoyed GTA 5 and Far Cry 4 as games. They've been probably one of the most fun games I've played in a while, apart from Last of Us. Last of Us was just great as a story, but Far Cry and GTA 5 have been such fun games for like long-lasting periods. So it's between those 3, but I would say Last of Us just because the storyline's really good. Our next question is all about how to improve on F1. So 2 people different asked how to improve on playing F1, how to get better at cornering, overtakes, and general gameplay without turning down the difficulty and such, and without just practicing. So yeah, it's a bit tough to maybe answer it without saying just practicing, because that does make a huge difference. Just keep on driving. But I guess also you got to learn kind of the game in a way. You kind of got to see what you can exploit from the game, which sounds quite bad, like in terms of like the word exploit, but it literally just means, you know, in terms of like learning how to really play the game, how the game is, you know, there for you. You can't play this game in a realistic way like a real-life F1 car or car would drive. You have to play it like it is, like how it's given to you. So, you know, the fact that this is a tip for braking. If you're doing manual gears, which I recommend everyone do as quickly as possible. It took me an age to start doing manual gears, but once I got on it, I never looked back because it's so much better and faster to control your car. But basically, if on the F1 game, if you rapidly change down, so let's say you're going on a straight from gear 8 to gear 1, if you rapidly shift down to gear 1 or gear 2 in this case on 2014 because you hardly use gear 1, but if you rapidly shift down, literally just spam the downshift or the down button on your controller to shift down, that actually breaks, that your braking distance decreases so that you can brake later and harder into the corner, and it reduces locking up as well. Now that isn't very realistic because in real life gearing really isn't meant to be used as a braking aid. It's literally meant to be, you know, you put in the gear for the right rev amount, but on this game the gearing is directly related to your speed, so you can rapidly shift down and it will slow you down much faster. So that's one little, you know, exploit tip. You just got to look for those around and, you know, see how you can kind of explore the track limits as well. I know obviously in league racing that's something you have to be careful of, but you know, wherever you can shave time within legal limits maybe of your league race or whatever, you know, you got to do what you got to do because it is a game at the end of the day. So, you know, just look for all those little things that you can exploit. And also the AI really aren't that great. You'll soon learn if you get faster and faster that the AI really aren't actually that good at racing, and that you can make a dive bomb move very easily and they really won't do anything. They will get out of the way for you. So just be also a bit more confident while racing against AI and stuff, and that generally helps. So yeah, that was quite a long explanation to that question, but yeah, moving on. Next question is advice for people wanting to start YouTube and want to be a YouTuber. So I don't know, just the biggest one advice, because this is quite a general question, but the biggest main advice would literally just be original. Try and be as original as possible whatever you do, in terms of, you know, not just the video idea but the structure you do it in, because, you know, a career mode series, you know, that's not, you know, that's an idea everyone has because it's part of the game. So, you know, no one can copy, like, no one can say, oh, you copied doing a career mode series, because everyone could do a career mode series, but the format you do it in is unique to you. You need to make it unique to you. You need to do something that, you know, brings out your personality, brings out your talents. You know, because I think I'm probably a better editor than I am commentator, personally, I think, just being a bit critical of myself. So I try to do career mode videos where there's a lot more editing involved and maybe a bit less emphasis on the commentary, because that's something that I know I can exploit for myself and that can be a good factor. So you're just going to be, you know, looking around for what can you bring to, you know, a series, you know, or if it's, if you don't want to do a generic series like career mode or anything like that, you know, this applies for anything, FIFA or anything like that, FIFA career mode, whatever. If you don't want to do like a game mode, then you literally have to think of an original idea, and it's all about being completely original, and hopefully your name gets out there. That's just the hope, really. There's just a bit of luck involved as well, unfortunately, with YouTube. You just have to get a bit lucky. Next question is, who is your favourite F1 driver? Pretty obvious from maybe my game avatar and my Twitter bio, but it's Jenson Button. Hands down, just really admire him as a person, him as a driver. Really enjoyed watching his career and really happy that he's back for 2015. But yeah, if you didn't notice by my avatar, that's why it's Jenson Button with some cool shades on, because he's my favourite driver. Next question is, how did I do my intro? I actually made my intro on After Effects using a template that I actually purchased. So I think the template was like £5, but I just basically edited it on After Effects to what I needed, and I put my logo in there. So yeah, very happy with the intro. I was actually looking for like ages for like what would be a good intro, and I've been searching for ages for like an animation where my logo slams down on the ground and it makes an earthquake kind of effect. And I finally found it on this template website, and then I just bought it and then you know, edited it on After Effects, and then yeah, bam, put some music on it, and away you go. The next question is, what would you think the future holds for the F1 community and the F1 franchise itself? So the community, it's getting bigger and bigger. Obviously, we've got people like Ben who are growing to, you know, like nearly 70,000, I think, at the moment. I can't remember, but he's definitely going to hit 100k this year, and I'm hoping that I can hit maybe 40k. Ben thinks I can hit 50. I'm not too sure about that. We'll see how it goes, but it'd be absolutely awesome in a few years if, YouTube still around, if, you know, Ben could be on maybe like, you know, 200k in a few years time, and maybe I'm past 100, I'm not too sure. And, you know, I'm hoping that everyone else gets dragged along as well. You know, we've got about 5 other people who are around 15,000 to, you know, all the way down to about 5,000. If those guys can also grow with us and keep, you know, dragging along, so at some point there, you know, if everyone scales up in size, basically, it'd be pretty awesome. I think the community is also maybe getting a bit separated from each other, but that's sort of natural progression, how things happen, because you see that in FIFA and COD. You know, you have those kind of groups of people, those cliques of people that kind of hang around with each other, make videos with each other, and you have that kind of separation in kind of like viewership, in terms of some viewers will only watch these few YouTubers and the others, and I think that's happening to F1 at the moment. And you know, it's sort of signs that we're kind of getting to that point where we're starting to get a bit big enough that, you know, viewers get separated and kind of groups start forming. So I think that's pretty good. For the F1 franchise itself, I'm not too sure, to be honest. It all depends on how good 2015 is. I hope to God it's great on the next gen, because I have really high hopes for what they do with career mode. I really hope it is more dynamic, because you know, I don't lie about this stuff. Career mode is not interesting that much without the editing and stuff like that. If it was just a straight career mode without anything, it's pretty damn bland. So I'd like to think they maybe tweak that enough, and it's all dependent on how that goes, really. I'm not too sure. I don't really want to comment as well, because, you know, I do talk to people from Codemasters. You know, they follow me on Twitter, so I don't want to say anything bad to piss anyone off. So really, just I hope they come out with the goods, and it looks like they might do from what they're saying, but we'll have to see. Next question is, what would be your permanent driver number in F1, and why would you choose it? It would be number 7, as it is in my career mode, and that's for twofold reasons. Basically, one is basically growing up, I used to watch a lot of football. I don't watch football that much now, but when I did watch a lot of football, Cristiano Ronaldo was my favourite player, and obviously he's noted by his number 7 number that he always carries through in his career and on the national team. So that's one big reason, because I was a really big fan of Ronaldo, still am a really big fan of Ronaldo, so that's why I choose number 7 there. But also 7 has always just been a little bit lucky for me, in terms of just in the past about things come up where I've said 7 and it's been quite lucky for me, so that's why I choose number 7. Next question is, when are you going to start daily vlogging, and why are you skipping lectures? So if you hadn't guessed already, this is a question from one of my course mates, Joe. I don't know, Joe. I don't know. When are you going to start daily vlogging, Joe? Because I know Joe's quite an avid vlogger, or he used to be. I'm not going to be daily vlogging. That's not my thing. And I'm skipping lectures. Well, I skip the unimportant ones. Let's put it that way. But yeah, thanks for the question, Joe. Shout out to all my university friends on my course. I think they had quite a good laugh when they realised Joe posted this question on this video. The next question is, are you excited for next season, and what would you expect for next season from the teams? This is quite a popular question, but I've only included one screenshot of someone asking it, because there was just so many of you asking my opinions of this next season, 2015. I think it's been quite an interesting season. I really hope Mercedes is maybe slightly caught. I don't think they will be caught completely. I still think they'll dominate, but I hope the gap is a bit smaller. And I think it'll be quite interesting to see how Vettel does at Ferrari, Alonso at McLaren. I think Vettel might settle in quite well to Ferrari as like a morale kind of thing, but I don't think Ferrari is still going to do that well. I think Alonso may bring a lot to McLaren in terms of just maybe development knowledge, and I think he'll be dragging the car up, obviously, as he usually does. He's able to drag cars up from the grid when they're really slow, you know, he can drag it up. So I think McLaren might do a lot better, and I'm not too sure about everyone else. I mean, Red Bull, they'll still be there or thereabouts. Williams, again, there or thereabouts. I mean, I don't see Williams dipping in performance like they've done in the past. I think Red Bull might be interesting with the two kind of youngsters, you know, Ricciardo being there now for a season, but Kvyat will be quite an unknown quantity, so that might be interesting. But yeah, I mean, that's all the kind of opinions I have on 2015. You know, I'm just excited for another new season, to be honest. Just F1, isn't it? Favorite race other than 2011 Canada? Well, that's a tough one, because that's really my favorite race. But after that, maybe I think Hungary 2014. That was a really good Grand Prix. That was a really exciting one. Lots of moves. Yeah, Ricciardo making an epic few overtakes on Alonso, and Hamilton had the spat between Hamilton and Rosberg, obviously over team radio. We had Button leading a race for a little bit under the safety car and stuff like that. It had it all, really. So yeah, it was a really nice race, Hungary 2014. What made you start YouTube? So this is probably just due to people I've watched, and they got me interested in doing it. So people like the Syndicate Project, KSI, Jericho, those story guys, obviously different backgrounds. You know, one does Minecraft, the other FIFA, and the other COD. Different backgrounds. They really made it interesting, and I wanted to do it really. And just seeing the style of videos that they were doing, I was like, you know, you know, if someone did it in the same sort of style but for F1, maybe it could work, you know, in terms of like nice editing and stuff like that. And you know, because before I started doing YouTube, F1 was literally just you have a race, you record it, you don't edit it, and you just commentate over it. It was really quite, you know, it was in his really early days. Like, you look back at those videos, and I'm pretty sure the creators of those videos will agree with me. Like, compared to now, the quality is just the difference in quality is just unbelievably like big. So I think it was a case of I wanted to see if, you know, you could take that kind of editor style and bring it over to F1. And also I was really into F1, and that was the only thing I was really relatively good at compared to everyone else in terms of like, you know, something like FIFA or COD or anything like that. Usually I'm kind of average to below average on those games really. I enjoy playing those games, but like COD I'm really terrible at. FIFA I'm probably about average, but like F1 was the only one I was probably way above average, so I think that was quite a big thing for me and why I wanted to do that for YouTube. So yeah, that's kind of why I started it in a nutshell. Next question is, do you have to move all of it into a house after your first year? So you're talking about my setup. So basically, this setup will be moved back to my home, where my parents are at the moment, when my uni year finishes, and then obviously I'll have 3 months over summer with staying at home before second year starts. And then for second year, I'm not too sure at the moment. I think I'll be either staying at home, or I'll be moving back into this accommodation place at the moment, but obviously a different room, maybe not the exact same room, but back into this place and have a similar style room for year 2. Or I might try and find a flat in London near my uni with some of my course mates or any kind of friends I have from uni at the moment. But obviously there's quite a lot of time to think. Also kind of trying to make a commitment to living with someone else is sort of a big thing, so this takes some time to really think about it. So right now I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'll definitely be moving this stuff back in my home at least for the summer. Next question is, do you plan to do any other series in the future? Obviously, I just started the Let's Talk, which will be a year-long series, because I want to do a lot more academic stuff in terms of analysing aerodynamics and stuff, because that's quite, you know, linked with my uni stuff, and it's something I can put on my CV. So when I apply for jobs, you know, I have YouTube down on my CV when I apply for jobs, but then I want to put an extra thing where it's like, you know, it's not just gaming stuff. You know, I've done proper academic research where I've looked at analysing real life, you know, aerodynamics basically. So, you know, that series will come. Obviously we have career mode continuing. We have season 3 of that career mode, which I'm hoping to be a bit different. Obviously then 2015 comes out, and that I don't know what's going to happen with 2015. We'll have to all find out what the game's really like, to be honest. But yeah, you know, I haven't planned a huge amount of stuff, but eventually, you know, new series will just come out of the woodworks. So second last question, have you ever been to an F1 race, and which race would you want to go to if you could? Yeah, I've been to the British Grand Prix twice now, once with my dad in 2011, and then another time with my friends in 2013. If I could go to one that, to the one that I probably couldn't go to now, probably be Abu Dhabi or Singapore. I think those 2 races would be great. Abu Dhabi, because the hospitality would be freaking amazing. They have amazing hospitality there, so it'd be quite cool just to go there. Not to just, you know, to see the race, obviously, but it's a nice place to be, Abu Dhabi, as well. And Singapore, because it's a brilliant night race. It would be a great kind of thing to see F1 cars at night. I always love watching Singapore because the cars are amazing. And so the final question, the most popular question of the whole Q&A, what uni do I go to, what course do I do, and how is year 1 going? So I go to Queen Mary, University of London. I study aerospace engineering with an industrial placement planned. So yeah, it's going well. It's going well. I mean, you know, freshers week was really good. You know, 2 weeks or so of like really good drinking and stuff like that, meeting new people. That was a lot of fun, and that's why there were no videos for like those 2 weeks, because I was too busy going out. But it's been really great. And then after that, you know, things have settled down now, so I'm doing a lot more YouTube now, because I think everyone's got to that stage where everyone's quite tired now and getting into their studies. So now I'm doing quite a lot more YouTube than I did at the beginning of the term. But yeah, it's all been fun. The course I'm doing, aerospace engineering, it's interesting. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna lie, there's some quite dull bits of the engineering part, you know, where, you know, it's just like physics and like maths And you know, there's certain points where you just can't make that crap interesting. Like there's some topics you just can't make interesting, but all in all, it's quite good. You know, it's what I expected, to be honest, and it's where I'm comfortable at, because I really can't see myself studying anything else, because I've always been comfortable with numbers and like science and stuff like that and designing, so I can't really see myself doing anything other than engineering and aerospace engineering. I'm doing aerospace engineering because basically I want to try and get into F1 in aerodynamics in some sort of fashion. I don't really care for anything else about the car in terms of the engine or anything like that, so that's why I didn't pick mechanical or automotive. I get that a lot. People ask me why I didn't do automotive or mechanical. I don't give a crap about anything else. I just care about aerodynamics and like the car body design and stuff like that. So that's why I'm doing aerospace, and I hope to go into that kind of field, and if not directly into F1, then maybe, I don't know, something like an analyst in the media or something like that, like you see like all those analyzers on Sky and BBC maybe. I'm not too sure, but yeah, so yeah, that's how uni's going. It's going really well, thank you for asking. But yeah, that was a very, very popular question, where I'm going and what I'm studying. So yeah, that was quite weird to me. That was the most popular one. But yeah, so that has been the Q&A, guys. I hope that wasn't too long. I'm going to try and cut it as much as I can down, but in the end there was a lot of questions, so it was going to be a long Q&A. But if you guys did enjoy that, then do give it a like, comment below on what you thought, and if you have any questions that I didn't answer, pop them in the comments. I will answer them in the comments directly, and tell me if you want monthly Q&As or something like that, if you guys want that, because it seemed like plenty of you guys had questions for me, so if you want like a monthly one, then do tell me. But yeah, I've been aarava. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.